Today we're going to be looking at raising the energetic side of your consciousness. The best way I can describe how to raise your energetic spiritual side, or rather the constructive consciousness itself, is to use an analogy of traveling from the bottom to the top of a multi-story building. So as you move from one floor to the next, your view, or said differently, the reality that you're able to observe gradually changes. So on the bottom floors, guys, you're living in the noise and everything feels crowded and extremely pressurized. So on the lower three floors, you're connected to an illusion, guys. This illusion is what I refer to as your false reality. This false reality where you feel powerless because you're driven to demonstrate your power through your possessions or the prideful positions that you hold, etc. The lower three floors are the place of cravings where we feel that something is missing from our lives. Guys, remember, nothing ever is. On the first floor, we crave recognition. We want to be recognized as being better than others because we feel that something is missing. And as I said before, guys, nothing ever is. We crave more. We crave more possessions because we wrongly believe that the more things that we acquire, the more people are going to admire us, etc. All of these constructs, guys, are illusions of what I refer to as our reality. So I'm sure you're asking the question, so what is real? Reality for me, guys, is something very different. It's a place of grace, peace, and unbelievable, unconditional love. It's an energetic place where we're all connected and completely empowered. So let's enter the building now. Let's go into that first floor, right? The first floor is a place where we operate below the level of wholeness. This is the place where people experience depression, anger, pride, etc. It's a very physically connected place where people feel completely disempowered. They feel that their lives are empty. They experience massive cravings for everything that they think is missing from their life experience, guys. This is the place where people basically get up every single day and all they do is they do to survive. They have no energy left to do anything towards trying to thrive. This is the hardest place to break free from, as these people, guys, are engaged in daily survival. So they have very little time left to even perceive the possibility that they have a spiritual or energetically connected side. Let's go into the second floor now. The second floor is a place of neutrality, courage, and excitement. So as people break free from the challenges of mere survival and they start to enjoy a little more time and resources, they're then able to perceive possibility, or should I rather say, they're then able to see the possibility of an energetic or a spiritual constructive reality. This then supports them to begin traveling the path towards raising their consciousness. This happens as they're no longer completely focused on just doing daily to survive. They now have some additional time to focus on their ability, or should I rather say on the possibility for them to start to thrive. These people, although they have a little bit more time available to focus on their energetic spiritual side, still have in their own way, because they've not yet learned to take responsibility for everything in their lives. These people still play the blame game, unfortunately. In other words, they don't see everything that they do as being on their way towards the future they desire. They still see everything that's going on in their circumstances as being something that's in their way. So as they move away from their need to take care of their survival, or should I sort of say to take care of their survival daily, in this very physically connected realm, they can, if they choose, make a small correction where they consciously begin to feel more hopeful and they start to see that they're not trapped, but there is a path towards a stronger connection to that energetic part of reality. Let's move on to the third floor now. So the path towards moving from the second floor to the third floor starts with people first accepting that they're responsible for everything that happens in the experience. And I mean everything, the good and the bad. Think about it. You can never correct any errors or challenges until you accept your role, your part in creating them. This shift in thinking and belief supports people to see way beyond the physical, and they begin to accept the possibility that something bigger than themselves actually exists. They start to explore their world to see how they can make things better. So as they begin to accept responsibility for everything in their experience, they realize that nothing's in their way. Everything is on their way towards living that amazing, optimized life experience. This then supports them to see way beyond the mere physical world of things, and they begin to understand the possibility that we are in fact spiritual beings having a fleeting physical experience. At this point, people still cannot perceive the construct of eternity. On the third floor, they're beginning to be less connected to the physical and more engaged with their energetic side of their reality. The third floor is the place of connection to the intellect and reliance on science and data as a means of understanding their reality. These people, guys, are still very skeptical, and they want proof about everything before they'll believe in anything energetic, esoteric, or spiritual. They're driven by absolute logic, theory, and science. Let's now move on to the fourth floor. So as people on the third floor start to show an interest in their own spirituality, meditation, and prayers, they begin to experience very small glimpses of that inner energetic self. These people, guys, have chosen to enter the stairwell on the third floor. Why? Because they've realized that there's more to life than merely this physical, or should I say, than merely this physically connected side of them. So as they continue to explore, experience, and discover more and more about their own energetic spiritual sides, they gradually climb all the way from the third to the fourth floor. And when they reach the fourth floor, guys, they'll connect way more to the energetic side of their reality. This is a place where people begin to experience the amazing place of unbelievable love, peace, and tranquility. As you open your heart to allow grace to enter and you let go of that physical component of your ego, you also manage your anger and you stop allowing fear to direct your daily actions. It becomes extremely possible, guys, to remain in this beautiful place consistently. Let's move up to the fifth floor now. So when people first arrive on the fourth floor, they rely heavily on science and logic to support their beliefs and convictions. And those who invest enough time towards research and understanding, using science and logic to drive their actions, they eventually move towards the stairs so that they can begin climbing up to the fifth floor. They can only truly move out of the stairwell on the fifth floor. As they've climbed from the fourth to the fifth floor, they can only really move out of that stairwell once they learn to let go of logic and science, and they allow themselves to just let go and let be. So guys, those of you who may be struggling to make the move from the fourth floor to the fifth floor, I recommend you do the following. You've got to accept that logic and science got you to the top of the staircase. In other words, it got you from the fourth to the fifth floor, but now you're on the staircase. If you want to step out of the stairwell onto the fifth floor, you need to let go of logic and science and embrace the construct of eternity, infinity, and you've got to believe in a prime creator. In other words, you must accept that you are an eternal, sentient being of pure light energy with unlimited potential to create anything. The fifth floor is a place where the physical world disappears altogether. It's an energetic place where even the construct of space itself disappears completely, and the linear construct of time ceases to exist. Past, present, and future, guys, all exist simultaneously. It feels like you're sitting in a reality, the new reality, looking out at the world. I believe, guys, that this is the first time that we experience what true reality actually is. Reality is not that false reality that people experience in the first 3 floors of the building where they feel something is missing from their experience. The fifth floor, guys, is a place of unconditional love. It's a place where duality cannot exist. In other words, only the feeling of unbelievable, unconditional love exists. The construct of evil, death, anger, or any kind of negative emotion just cannot exist on the fifth floor. As this place is experienced through the pineal gland, which is located in our limbic brain, which has no vocabulary, the feeling of connected, unconditional love and joy, guys, is completely indescribable in words. To understand this construct, guys, I'm going to try and use an example where I'm going to ask you a simple question. I'm going to ask you this question. Why do you love your mother? Well, as the love you feel for your mother, guys, it's a feeling or emotion. It's literally impossible to express in words what that feeling actually feels like. Why? The feelings are in that part of your brain called your limbic brain, and there's no vocabulary. So because of this, people find it impossible to find the words to describe the feeling. So when they're asked why they love their mother, most people just say it just feels right. Well, that is exactly the same when you try to describe the incredible feeling of love on the 5th floor, guys, as it just feels amazingly right. As you travel up the building, the noise fades and you're gradually able to see further and further. This, for me, describes the path or journey towards enlightenment. As you travel from the 1st floor of 100% connection to the physical world to the 5th floor of 100% connection to the energetic world of pure, beautiful consciousness and unconditional love, you're able to let go of your physical ego and cravings. You're also able to release all of your attachments, and you've let go of your addiction and need for things. Realize, guys, that you are an energetic being of pure, beautiful light energy. On the lower levels, we're connected to the physical or outside world. Whereas as we let go of our attachment to the physical world of the ego and our desire to demonstrate our power through things that we have or jobs that we do, our reality changes and we see that we are indeed divine spiritual beings having a very, very fleeting physical experience. We realize that we are engines of creation with unlimited power to create a place of love and peace for all of humankind. The power I speak of here is not the power to destroy, break, or injure, but rather the power to make an amazing world, amazing, better place for everyone. Consciousness is living, breathing inner connection to the quantum field of collective intelligence. It's your connection to true reality. We've all experienced this place, guys, from a different perspective when we dream every night. So when dreaming, we experience this whole amazing energetic construct from a non-energetic perspective. In other words, when dreaming, you're merely an observer. But when connected to consciousness itself, you become an active participant in this amazing energetic world of unconditional love and peace. But as you embrace the construct of consciousness, you move away from the outside world of illusion towards your inner energetic world of true reality. As you move away from the outside world of cravings where you perceive there must be something missing, to the inner all-knowing place where you realize that everything is just the way it should be. Stress immediately disappears completely and your life just feels complete. The moment, guys, that you accept that nothing is missing from your life, everything changes for the better in an instant. Guys, there's been 2 massive pivotal moments in my life. The first was the day that I accepted 100% responsibility for everything in my life. And the second was the day that I realized that everything is exactly the way it should be. As time has passed, I've gradually got rid of that crazy need for instant gratification and accepted that life is really a long game. The moment I did this, my stress disappeared immediately and I was able to invite an incredible life experience of unconditional love into my world. Guys, you too can do the same thing when you choose this path to raise your consciousness. A spiritual path, guys, is a path of truth. It's never a path of stuff. So where are you on your journey as you travel up through this imaginary building? What are you planning to do to move yourself further and further up the building towards ascension or enlightenment? You are beautiful and everything you need is within you. There's nothing to learn, nothing to acquire. All you've got to learn to do is let go. You've got to learn to accept you are a beautiful, eternal, sentient being of light and energy. It's all within you. ascension, enlightenment is a door that opens from within.